Let's get this over with. I'm not labeling this as a normal commentary because this is far different from what I usually do on this series. Kablambandicoot is just really starting to get on my nerves at this point. Can't wait for this to be on the crappy videos about him playlist.
Hey YouTube, it's me again, Kablambandicoot64 here, back again to do another commentary.
Drag, 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 drag. 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 Bandicoot does this in all of his commentaries, by the way.
Well, this one has been a long time coming. Today, we're tackling Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi. I've said before that there are some shows that are so bad that I pretty much drop everything I'm doing just to review it to get it over with as fast as possible.
I'm sorry, but do you just have no social life? I mean, having to drop everything and stop doing everything you're doing with your life just to review a bad cartoon? Wait, did I just say that Enter had a life?
What does this have to do with anything? Either bring something relevant or shut up. Also, exaggeration. Ever heard of it? Ever considered that Enter did not literally mean he dropped everything he was doing in his life? Also, your audio balancing is shit, dude. Enter fucking rapes my ears every time he comes on because your audio is too quiet. So, for the sake of easy listening, I'm going to balance out the audio for you. You're welcome.
That was kind of what last week was about. Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi is kind of the opposite of that. It's bad, but it's on the very low end of bad.
And by this, he means that, okay, it's not really that bad, but I have a personal bias and I take cartoons too literally, so I'm just gonna watch it and nitpick the hell out of it.
No, he meant that it was bad, but not as bad as the other things he reviewed. Get your facts straight.
You know how in The Simpsons or Family Guy, you occasionally see badly made cartoons in the background that you're not really supposed to pay attention to? Well, if they did that for anime, what you'd see back there is Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi. This is a particularly cheaply made show. I mean, for starters, it's one of those celebrity endorsement shows.
So Enter's definition of a celebrity endorsed show is that, oh, if it stars a celebrity, it's automatically bad.
Okay, now I'm just going to say you're exaggerating for points. Enter never said that. He said that it's most likely after your statement, but he never said that all celebrity endorsement shows were bad. Try again.
I don't know anything about Puffy Amiyumi themselves, but I will say this. All too often it's people who don't care about watching cartoons, signing over their rights to corporate stooges who don't care about making cartoons. It just ends up being an excuse to indoctrinate younger kids into their brand.
No. Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi was nothing like that. You can clearly tell that the band of Puffy Amiyumi had serious involvement with the show. I mean, in every single episode, there were live-action snippets of the real band. And not just in concerts, the real band doing actual sketches just for this show.
Now, did you ever consider the fact that maybe they did this because of the fact that they signed over their rights? I'm not saying they did, but according to what Mr. Enter said...
But I will say this. All too often it's people who don't care about watching cartoons, signing over their rights to corporate stooges...
There is a possibility that Puffy Amiyumi didn't care about cartoons and are most likely doing those sketches because the corporate stooges forced them to. But that's considering that Enter was even talking about Puffy Amiyumi in the first place.
This guy's just looking for complaints now. He's not trying. He's not trying at all. He's just nitpicking the hell out of this show and spewing out his own random bullshit bias.
The hypocrisy in this statement is amazing.
Like me, this show tries to use and parody the conventions of anime. This time, however, it seems like it's only used to keep costs down as low as possible. As Flash took over television animation, so many cartoons at that time were looking this incredibly cheap. I see that they were at least trying for some kind of style, but it doesn't look good. It looks very minimalist, and for a gag-based cartoon like this, that wasn't the wisest option. It looks cheap. There are many frames where only mouths are moving, for instance. Okay, well, even though I personally do enjoy Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi's animation style, I can see why somebody wouldn't like it. Style and animation is very subjective, you know? I mean, he just might have found the cartoon ugly. But I would like to point out this. I've seen a lot of anime where, you know, the characters and the backgrounds and everything is just one still frame, yet the mouths are the only thing that's moving. I mean, sure, it looks pretty, but it really wouldn't be an excuse for anime either. I don't know why he's counting it as an excuse for here, but, you know, I'm sure that he just simply doesn't like that style, even if it was an anime. Strange considering the Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi is an anime-inspired show, but I digress, you know. He probably just wouldn't like that style for cartoons or anime, assuming that anime and cartoons are different. But anyways, you know, I'll give into this. He does make a very subjective point here. Anime can get away with that because the backgrounds look very expensive and very detailed. Excuse me. Sorry, gotta make a quick call here. Hang on, okay, got my vintage phone. Okay, we're just gonna make a quick call. See, okay, it's ringing. Hello, yes, I would like to call the weeaboo police. We have a weeaboo right here. See, he's clearly saying that cartoons can't get away with frames moving, with the mouths are the only thing that's moving, but anime can simply because the backgrounds look pretty. When he literally just said that cartoons can't get away with this just because potatoes, the anime can simply because the backgrounds. Yes, I understand style is subjective, sir, but he's clearly being a hypocrite. Oh, you're really good, just informing me. Okay. Alright, thank you, officer.
Okay, you're a complete hypocrite. Did you know that, Enter? I hope you knew that.
I literally feel like shooting myself right now. Okay, first off, what is the fucking point of this joke if Enter himself makes a very subjective argument according to your logic? I mean, you could say how his opinion is wrong, but you don't. You just point out his opinion and make fun of it. You're practically adding nothing. And no, the hypocrisy argument is not proving someone's opinion wrong. That just points out double standards. Nothing more, nothing less. Second off, did you even pay attention to what Enter said? He said that the cartoon couldn't get away with his shit because it looked too cheap and minimalistic, not just because of fucking potatoes. Third off, even if this joke made any look of sense, it still failed because you decided to take your sweet time to set up the joke. My god, at least do retakes so the joke flows better. And finally, you're condescending. Really condescending. And I'm drunk. Really, really drunk.
Through road rage, Kaz is hit with a piece of paper. At first, Kaz thinks it's a treasure map.
Treasure map?
Treasure map? Kaz, are your glasses on upside down?
Well, maybe.
This is the kind of humor you can expect from the show, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, they're even on backwards, not upside down.
Enter. He said maybe, which implies that it doesn't have to look upside down in order for the joke to work. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just starting to get sick of Kablam at this point. Plus, I'm really drunk right now, so I'm kind of disoriented on who to debunk here.
Diamond earrings! Ruby slippers! Silver tiaras! A 14-karat prom dress!
We don't measure dresses in carats. Carats are for gold and gems, not clothing which is usually made out of fabrics. And Kaz thinks he's going to lay a golden egg. What the hell does this have to do with a pirate treasure map?
Does anybody give a shit? Does anybody actually care that they messed up the way that they described the clothing? Anyone?
I'm just going to ignore the obligatory does anyone care argument and say something right now. Can you edit properly? Because when you were addressing the fact that Enter was complaining over the fact that the show was using the incorrect measurement for dresses, the original source material, in the meanwhile, decided to cut off when Enter was just about to talk about the next person's fantasization, not at the end of Enter's point on incorrect measurement. Seriously, no wonder why you drag out your points for so long. You can't even cut footage properly, and it's already bad enough you don't use a script.
Each of them tries to steal a map because of course they do. Yes, because it's not like the map is tearing apart their friendship. It's not like the map represents greed. Seriously, Enter, greed. Okay, greed can cause people to do bad things. They're turning against each other because they're greedy over that treasure map. They're looking for what's at the red X. Did you miss the entire point of the episode? And they end up ripping it apart. As you can see, this here is a brilliant symbol for their friendship. As Omni, the nice one, steals the treasure map and leaves the other two in the dust. And yes, they even say a line where it implies that they're fully aware that this is outside of Omni's character. I'm not sharing squirt. What? Can the girl be sweet and green? To steal a map from under her friend's nose and being completely selfish and inconsiderate about treasure. It's slightly believable for Yumi, but the only one who would usually be doing this kind of stuff is Kaz. I have seen way too many episodes of the show. First of all, yes, Omni. Yes. That line perfectly represents a lot of women. Okay, yes, they can be sweet on the outside, salty, and crackly on the inside. But anyways, that was my phone. But anyways, really, Enter? Like, really? It's obvious that the greed is making them do stupid things that they would not normally do! They're acting out of character because the treasure map is causing them to do stupid things! How could you not get this?
Kablam. You literally just repeated the exact same point, almost word for word, and did not even try to change its context in any way. Why do you love wasting my time?
Montage is boring, and they end up exactly where they started. Then some crazy old fancy guy says that it isn't a treasure map, it's modern art. So the lesson here is that modern art is terrible, and the only thing it's good for is tearing apart friendships.
No, the lesson was...
Jokes, ever heard of it? I'm sure you haven't.
So that's pretty much all I have to say for the rest of the cartoon review.
Good, I'm going to pass out now.
But, of course we haven't talked about the ending yet, have we?
Fuck you, I'm passing out.
Enter logic, ladies and gentlemen. Nitpicky, hypocritical, biased, and you don't know how to make your warnings.
Nigga, why?